They really capitalize on their chances, and you have to give them credit too. You know, they are just super hockey team.
Unbelievable team. Okay, you've picked out some highlights of that period of play where the Jets were outscored 2-1. So let's get into them and see some of the things that happened during that period.
Yeah, first I think we have Jets goal coming up.
There's Joe Daly with the big
here
save.
It
Now
comes.
watch this one.
Here, their defense now. He tried to stand up on Bobby Hull. You shouldn't do that. You know, Bobby just faked him there, but then he was lucky and got around the net here and.
He's trying to get it to Anders in front, isn't he?
Yeah, no, he tried to. I think it was to Peter Sullivan, but he missed it, and he hit the skate of Lochenko there, and he went into his own net.
Well, the Jets don't have to feel bad because the same thing happens to them a few seconds later. This time it was Dave Dunn who had a little problem with the puck behind the net. Comes out in front, and next thing you know, it's in that one.
Oh, yeah, here we just see the goal here. They had a face-off there first to really set this goal up. They really played well there, and now our guys started to run around in our own end, and that's the way they got this goal, I think.
Well, if it didn't hit Hexie, it could have gone right through, but then Maltsev was standing right there also, so conceivably it may have gone in. All right, there's 2 of the goals so far in the period.
Yeah, and the third goal here, Yakushev get a break, and you know, he started to go just as soon as their defenseman picked the puck, and he was right out in the middle of the rink, you know, before our defense had a chance to turn around.
Okay, Lars, we hope to have the highlights, all the scoring highlights at the conclusion of the hockey game. This is WHA International Hockey from Winnipeg.
Winnipeg Jets. Anders Hedberg and fellow countryman Ulf Nilsson. Their team trailing the Soviet Union by a score of 3-1 as we head into the final 20 minutes of regulation play. Recapping the scoring just briefly. In the second period, Winnipeg got on the scoreboard after just 20 seconds of play. A power play goal, Bobby Hull from Tommy Bergman. But the Soviet Union came back. Helmut Poldaris unassisted at 10:48 to make it 2-1. And then Alexander Yakushev with his second of the night from Babanov at 13:23. That was a short-handed goal. The Soviets out shooting the Jets 14-12, a two-period total of 24-21. Here is a look at the third Soviet goal. That is Yakushev going in on Daly. Now watch this very closely. It appears from here at least, and from that camera angle, as if Daly had made the save. But somewhere between the pads, the puck came loose. There it is. You see Daly reaching back as Yakushev scored his second goal of the game. Joe Daly has been outstanding. And of course, so has that gentleman there, Vladislav Tretiak, as he always seems to be in international hockey competition, at least in international hockey competition against Canada. We are all set to go. It is Peter Sullivan at center ice with Bobby Hull and Anders Hedberg. Tommy Bergman and Ted Green are on defense. Mikhailov, Harlamov, and Petrov for the Soviet Union. The defense pairing, Provukin and Luchenko. Now that's Bobby Hull, number 9, sliding it to Hedberg, a right wing pass behind Sullivan. Sullivan skating after, touches it, no whistle. Moving in from the point is Bergman. A weak shot, knocked down by Provukin. Out to Harlamov, all alone as he skates it on Green. Harlamov going to the outside, still has the puck, tries to shovel it in on the short side, and Joe Daly holding the post and makes the save. And you saw Mr. Harlamov just casually reached down and tossed the puck to the linesman. Šalimov, recovering from that auto accident last summer. Look at the great speed. Look at the move. Full marks to Joe Daly. Now Petrov closing in. The puck sliding right to the doorstep. Daly taking no chances. Soviet Union leading by a score of 3-1. It has been a close, tight hockey game all the way up until this point. Russian bench looking on. Sullivan against Petrov. Petrov getting the puck back, but Green picked it off for Winnipeg. Green to Hedberg. Anders Hedberg missing Hull at the Winnipeg line. Retrieving is Vasily Pervukin. Pervukin in his own zone with Hull forechecking. He left it there. It's taken by Luchenko. Puck slapped loose. Sullivan getting it to Hedberg. Hedberg with a wrist shot. That's wide on the near side. Hedberg keeping right on it. And rolls into the corner to Sullivan. He couldn't maintain possession. And it's Mikhailov. Heading to Hedberg. Hedberg bumping there with Pervukin. They go to the boards. It's kicked loose to Sullivan. Sullivan centering it. No one there. And Green retrieves at center ice. 8:42 left in the first 10-minute half of the third period. Bergman takes the pass from Green. Shovels it to Sullivan. His relay intended for Hull. It never got there. Now big Barry Long, number 3, to Hull. Hull across the line. Soviet Union defense playing very tough. Sullivan on the boards for Hull. It was too far. Babinov giving it to Shadrin, and Shadrin shoots it down into Winnipeg territory. Perry Miller in back of his own net. Perry Miller starting out, lost it. The puck cleared into the corner. Here's Barry Long trying his luck for Nilsson. He is bumped from behind by Babinov, and the Jets will be called for icing as Brekanoff goes back to touch it.
The score is the Soviet Union 3, the Winnipeg Jets 1. This is WHA International Hockey from Winnipeg. I'll tell you, I just made it down there.
Did you? I'll tell you.
What? What's that? Little juggling act going on as Viktor Šalimov flicks a puck up into the stands.
He wins a few fans. That's Риихиранта clearing it to center ice. Yakashev tapping it back to Babinov. Sergei Babinov headlining it to Šadrin. Šadrin for Yakashev. He changes direction. Controlling the puck. What a hockey player. What a magnificent hockey player he is. Alexander Yakashev, 30 years of age. He has scored twice tonight for the Soviets. They lead 3-1. And here's Nilsson cutting across the line. Over here, intended for Labraatен. And he hit the side of the net. Danny Labraaten racing in from the wing, took a perfect pass from Nilsson, but couldn't find the mark. Now Sergei Babinov lugging to center. Fires it into the corner. Daly stopping it for Риихиранта. Риихиranта for Lindstrom. Lindstrom flipping it to center, a race. Here goes Labraaten after it. He has a breakaway. Labraaten with Babinov all over him, and a penalty coming up against the Soviet Union.
The Jets, I'm sure, will argue for the penalty shot, but I don't think that Labraaten was totally in the clear, and it'll go as a hooking minor.
A burst of speed by Danny Labraaten coming in from the left side, and Babinov recognized immediately he was in trouble and picked up what you
number 4
often hear described as a good penalty. There is Sergei Babinov, not Dan Labraaten.
No question as to the fact that it was a good penalty. As Labraaten is dangerous, especially in close like that. You know, moments before that, we saw Labraaten with a good scoring chance, and you sometimes wonder about having your left winger a right-handed shot, and it didn't pay off for the Jets on that occasion.
Katola from the side of the Soviet net. A lot of jostling out in front as Katola takes a whack at it, and Krejciak smothers it in the Soviet crease. Bobby Crom going with Lazuk, Gatola, and Rунке. A little bit of a surprise, I think, Peter, considering that none of them are noted for their scoring prowess.
He doesn't have a power play. He uses usually whatever line is next for the first part of the shift, then puts on the big line for the last part.
There's Lazuk, giving it to Gatola. Gatola off the boards for Miller at the line. A weak shot, knocked down out in front. Puck is picked up there by Mikhailov. Mikhailov, look at him handle that puck, control the play, and finally shooting it into Winnipeg territory. Miller giving it to Rунке, the former U of T hockey player. The Soviet Union's Vladimir Shadrid looking for Long. The pass was too high and too hard, and Long couldn't make contact, and the Russians dump it out. Babinov getting ready to return as Bobby Hull winds up. Babinov is on. Both teams at full strength. Bobby Hull winding his way to center. Hedberger's offside on the wing.
The Soviets lead 3-1. This is WHA International Hockey from Winnipeg. .48 to go in the first half of the third period. 3-1, the Soviets lead.
Sullivan, Hedberg, and Hull. Dunn and Риихиранта are on the fates. Vasiliev deep in his own zone. Watching him is Sullivan. Vasiliev up on the wing intended for Maltsev. And start to bump. The puck is shoveled out in front. Daly loving it to Hull. Bobby Hull turning. Maltsev all over him. Bobby Hull showing that great power but couldn't get loose. Now Maltsev covered by Hull. Puck is knocked away to an open wing. Hedberg in control. And there's Hedberg right out in front of his own net. On the wing to Риихиранта. Риихиранта relaying it to Sullivan. Sullivan quickly to the outside. Peter Sullivan way out in front, and Hedberg drove the puck over the top of the net. Here's Sullivan behind his back. A neat play, but it didn't work, and Риихиранта is forced deep in his own zone. Риихиранta off the boards. It's picked up there by Rippinoff. Maltsev whacking it down into the Jets' end of the ice. Риихиранта over the far side. Handing it right to Bileletov. And play is stopped with 3:31 to go here in the first 10-minute half of the third period.
The score is 3-1 for the Soviets. And, you know, a person who the Soviets would like to forget about will be in Winnipeg on Sunday night. That's Paul Henderson. But before that game, the Soviets will be in Quebec on Saturday afternoon to face the East WHA division leading Quebec Nordique.
Vladimir Petrov waiting in the circle. Labraatен will take the face-off for Winnipeg. Petrov gets it. Green skating after it. 3:25 left here in the first 10-minute half of the third period. Winnipeg trailing by a score of 3-1. A long pass intended for Labraatен. That was too far. Now Petrov at center ice. Breaking his Harlamov. He takes the pass. Racing down the boards. Taken out of the play by Bergman. The Jets, Danny Labraaten over for Lindstrom. Lindstrom over the line to Green. Oh, and a drive. An open net. And Labraaten shot it over top of the crossbar. That's the third excellent opportunity for Danny Labraaten here in the period. And on each occasion, he has been stopped or has missed the target. And boy, what an opportunity he had there, Peter.
Dan Labraaten, 21. He's a rookie with the Winnipeg Jets, former national team member of the Swedish national team who played in Canada Cup, suffered a knee injury in that Canada Cup series that sidelined him for the initial part of this period. He still has 20 points and 12 goals and 8 assists, 25 years of age.
On the replay, it looked as if the puck had deflected either off Tretiak or one of the defensemen.
The initial shot by Teddy Green gave Tretiak fits.
High angle look at the ice and a close-up look at Teddy Green. Shadrin tapping it back to Yakashev. He had difficulty. Babinov had to cover up. Puck caroms off a skate right out to Daly. He leaves the crease, shoots it quickly out to center ice. Lindstrom whacking it off the boards to Nilsson. And Babinov stole it away from him. Sergei Babinov for Yakashev. Yakashev to Shadrin. Long pass for Shalimov. Shalimov giving it to Krikinoff over the line. The puck rolling right out, and there is Daly clearing it himself. 2:15 to go. Yakashev to Shalimov. Shalimov over the line to Shadrin. Yakashev, been the most impressive player on the team for the Soviet Union as the Jets change on the go. And now it's Shadrin. He has Shalimov with him, a 2-on-2. Shadrin, drop pass for Shalimov, and there's the wrist shot, and Daly takes no chances.
Minute and 48 to go in the first half of this period. There's Yakashev, 2 goals tonight, 2 goals last night, and he almost capitalized again on the play with Shadrin, who set him up twice already tonight. Shovels it out in front. Yakashev just shoots high and wide.
That's Lind against Vladimir Ripinov. Ripinov handing it to Gindon. Gindon him off, and he is jammed there by Vasiliev. Bilaletinov falls down. Underneath is the puck. Some of the crowd suggesting
that Soviet team.
Vasiliev, perhaps the steadiest of the Soviet defensive corps, getting it out to center ice. Golikov making his first appearance, number 12, is out there with Balderas and Rafinoff as Maltsev gets erased. Perry Miller, his own blue line. He hands it to Rafinoff, offside, called at the Jets' blue line.
Perry Miller, the product of East Kildonan here in Winnipeg. 24-year-old defenseman who has been all but traded a number of times. And when he was in the Soviet Union, he had words with many of the Soviets. He was criticized in the Soviet press for his rough style of play, and a few grudges, I think, still carry when you meet him in your home building.
Rafinoff to Balderas on the backhand side. Centered it. Dunn got his skate on it to kick the puck loose. Gatola, as Friday goes down, he became entangled with number 12 out there, Golikov. Both the men are up now, but the fans love that. Here's Vasiliev at the line. He's shot into the corner. Dunn will get a penalty here. Dunn jostling with Balderas in front of the Winnipeg net, and there's the whistle, and Dave Dunn will get the gate. And Balderas did everything but draw guns.
Well, they were both going at it. However, it will just be Dunn, I believe, that goes off. With 47 seconds remaining in the first half of this period, you'll see the infraction there. Now, you can call it cross-checking. It didn't look like too much, however. He might have even called it interference.
Big Dave Dunn, a real country music buff.
Dave Dunn, 2 minutes for high sticking.
He does a little picking himself. Fine young man, too, is Dave Dunn. Very personable. Of course, Leaf fans will remember him. That's Tommy Bergman lofting it to the line, but not out. Harlamov between his legs to Pervukin. Pervukin to Harlamov. Back on the other side. Here's Luchenko's shot. He faked into the corner to out in front, and Harlamov had the corner. How did that stay out?
Joe Daly got the left foot over to make a brilliant save on Harlamov, who was parked all alone in between periods. Lars-Erik Schubert talked about this particular play and exactly how they leave that man right at the corner of the crease, and it's worked for a goal tonight, and I'm sure for many more in the series. They have a great record on their power plays, 10 power play goals in their 37 chances up to date now in this series.
Pervukin at the point to Luchenko on the other side. In the corner to Petrov. Let's see them set it up again. Luchenko. Pervukin. Harlamov in the circle. Back to Pervukin. To Harlamov. To Luchenko at the edge of the circle. He went for the far corner and missed with a low, hard slap shot. Luchenko. There's a shot. Petrov's drive bouncing off teammate Mikhailov to center ice. And there's the buzzer, ending the first 10 minutes of the third period.
And at that point, there's still 1:13 to go on the penalty to Dave Dunn. The score, the Soviets 3, the Jets 1. This is WHA International Hockey from Winnipeg.
And, of course,
Soviet Union. Final 10 minutes of regulation play. A minute 12 left in the Winnipeg penalty. The Jets trailing the Soviet Union by a score of 3-1. Breaking off at center ice. The Yakushev. Alexander Yakushev sliding it to Shadreen. Shadreen now carrying back into his own end. The Soviets trying to reorganize here. There's Yakushev. Center ice, the puck backhanded into the near corner. Hedberg beating Yakushev to it, and they get a whistle. 9:29 left here in the third period.
Anders Hedberg, the man you referred to as the Swedish Express, is the second leading scorer in the WHA this season so far. He actually trails Real Kluche of the Nordique by 5 points, but the Jets have 4 games in hand.
Teddy Green carrying over the far corner, had it stolen away by Shalimov. Vladimir Krikanov. Krikanov, number 23. Left wing pass to Yakushev. Nilsson out there with Hedberg on this penalty-killing unit. 8 seconds left in the minor to Dave Dunn. Shalimov across the Winnipeg line to Babinov. Babinov to Krikanov. Into Yakushev. Yakushev on the far side of Shalimov to Babinov at the point. Both teams at full strength now. Shadreen at the side of the net. To Yakushev on the near wing. Alexander Yakushev left it there. Hedberg trying to get it loose and does to Hull. Nilsson with him. Hull over the line. Bobby Hull going around Babinov. Lost control of the corner. Taken to the boards. Shalimov has it. And they stop play with 8:23 remaining.
Once again, that immobility that Bobby Hull has displayed since coming back. Just cannot control the puck with that very severely damaged left wrist. In fact, Dr. Wilson, who was on the telecast at the beginning with you, Dr. Jerry Wilson, the vice president of the Jets and also the team doctor, fears that the wrist may never be the same.
I know I talked to Bobby this afternoon. He was very concerned about the injury. He was very concerned about many things. I haven't seen him down emotionally, Peter, in a long, long time. He is just not himself. That's Golikov. Alexander Golikov having difficulty. Decides to try it again as he passes to Vasiliev. Vasiliev to Ripamov. Very long. Giving it to Sullivan. Sullivan a drop pass to Miller. He's checked by Ripamov. Now Bobby Gindon. Gindon to Miller. Winnipeg having trouble getting out of their own zone. They are down by a score of 3-1. Bobby Hull has their only goal of the night. Now stick handling in is Ripamov. Pass broken up by Sullivan. Golikov gets it. There's a shot right on. Daly went down. And it's very long with a rebound to Hull. Hull out intended for Gindon. That was in the early going. Now chasing after it is Ripamov. Long watching him. Golikov has it. Trying to shovel it out in front. It hit Hull. Hull's pass knocked down by Ripamov. Hull deep in his own end. Bobby Hull turning away from the Soviet forecheckers. Out intended for Sullivan. Vasiliev brings it in offside.
The score of the Soviet Union 3 and the Winnipeg Jets 1. This is WHA International Hockey from Winnipeg.
An absolutely jam-packed crowd here at the Winnipeg Arena trying to urge their Jets to get started. In the third period, it has been all the Soviet Union. Luchenko has it. Number 3, Green stops that pass at the line. Luchenko tries again for Harlamov along the boards. Harlamov to Luchenko. He dumps it to center ice. 6:35 to go as Rунке goes over the line and then had it stolen away by Petrov. A clear-cut breakaway. Katola taking the pass in full stride at center ice. A long shot, and it's Tretiak hugging the puck against his chest for the faceoff.
6:14 remaining in the third period of play, and the play is slowed down considerably. The first period was a torrid pace. It kept up in the second period, and it might be starting to tell on both teams because the Soviets, having played last night, left Edmonton, got up at 5 this morning to leave, and arrived at Winnipeg, practiced immediately, then had a few hours sleep and came to the game. So it might be telling a little bit on both clubs.
Well, the Jets made something to get them going, and soon. There's a shot by Lindstrom. Easy skate save for Tretiak. Victor Shalimov to Vladimir Shadrin. Shadrin for Yakashev. Long just got his stick on it. Young quickly ahead to Labraatен. Labraaten across the Soviet line. Labraaten closing in. Drop pass for Nilsson. Nilsson, they just shoot at the center ice by Yakashev. Leading Krikanov. Krikanov is stopped by Miller. Two teams having some trouble now in mustering a solid, sustained offensive attack. Vladimir Krikanov firing the puck to center. Shalimov skating in over the line. Shalimov, a quick shot. Oh, and he is upended as the puck deflects into the crowd by Perry Miller. Miller's been the most aggressive member of that Winnipeg team, no doubt about it.
And has been for the past 2 or 3 weeks. Big Perry Miller, and I know, as you mentioned earlier, it's not going to affect the people in Mississauga if they're, you know,
I know,
out in Brampton or something.
Puck is in the corner. That's Bergman. Can't get anything started with Hull. Golunov has it at his own blue line. Missed the check from Hedberg. Oh, trying up the near side. Drop pass for Sullivan. Sullivan stopped at the line by Vasiliev. Vasiliev given a push by Bergman. Now Rabinov. His pass hit a skate. Sullivan comes in. A long pass intended for Hedberg, and again the puck never got there. The Jets having trouble connecting on those passes. Teddy Green. Over for Bergman. And again, that's broken up. Hedberg in front of the Winnipeg bench. Sidestep to check. Gives the puck to Hull. Bobby Hull over for Sullivan. And he tipped the puck, but it went wide. This is Balderas with a shot way into the corner. And after he had taken the drive, Tommy Bergman lowered the boom on him. Now Hedberg losing the puck in his skates. Bumping there with Bilenetinov. Jets simply cannot penetrate that Soviet defensive wall. The Soviets, contrary to what they would have done 4 or 5 years ago, have gone into a defensive shell. They are content with that 3-1 lead, as well they should be. Now Boris Mikhailov hits the line over for Harlamov on the backhander, and he couldn't find the handle. Bobby Guindon stopped by Vasiliev. The puck is kicked loose. It's Harlamov in front of his own bench to an open wing. Bobby Hull picks it up. Bobby Hull skating to center. Petrov to Mikhailov. Boris Mikhailov with Harlamov trailing along with Luchenko, and Luchenko took the wrist shot and just missed the rebound. Now here's Petrov from the circle, winding up with a shot. That save made by Daly. Lyle Moffat has it for Winnipeg. Out to Barry Long. Long giving it to Lind. Here's Lind going in. Over for Long. He scores! Barry Long from Matt Lind, and it's now 3-2, and this crowd is going wild.
Great play by Barry Long, who really had to go to get back into position. He made the initial pass, and then, for a big man, had to really fly down the right side to catch up to the play.
That's not it.
That was a shift and a half ago.
There it is, Barry Long.
Winnipeg goal scored by number 3, Barry Long.
Now the through the crowd.
Number 19, Matt Lind, and number 22.
A happy young man, very long. Maybe this is the play that will get the Jets going. They are trailing 3-2. There's 2:35 left in the game, and Tretiak holds it for the faceoff as Babinoff has words now with Kent Rунке.
We saw exactly the same thing happen in the game against the Czechoslovakians. The Jets had been down 4-0. They got one, and they blew them out of the ring.
Maybe they can explode. Certainly there's a capacity crowd here at the Winnipeg Arena hoping exactly that takes place. Back in the point, Bergman, a long shot. That deflects into the glass. Lazuk racing after it. Yakashev in possession. Alexander Yakashev giving it to Shalimov. Shalimov is stopped by Bergman. Bill Lazuk has it. 2:15 left. Russia 3. The Jets 1. Check that. The Jets 2. Turning in his own end. Bergman keeps it in. No, he didn't. Says the line's winner. It's offside.
And naturally, the partisan Winnipeg fans feel that it did not go out over the line. Watch this play by Barry Long. He's got to try to keep from kicking it in the net. Taken out of the play. There's the pass in front by Mats Lind, and Barry Long gets his stick on it, beats Tretiak cleanly.
3-2, 1:59 remaining here in regulation time. Don't forget, if the game is tied after 3 full periods, there will be overtime. Here's Holt Wilson, and that shot kicked away. Now Long, and the puck was knocked down by Babinoff. Breaking-off. Giving it to Shalimov to Yakashev. Yakashev, a return relay intended for Shalimov. And icing called against the Soviet Union with 1:38 to go. This could be a tremendous minute and a half. There's a look at some of the crowd. There is a look at young Perry Miller. Bobby Crom going with Nilsson, Lindstrom, and Labraatен. Long and Miller on the points. Tretiak steering it to Lechenko. Nilsson forechecking. Lechenko reversing direction. 1:30. Lechenko handing it. Oh, the shot by Lindstrom, and that hurt. It deflected off the Soviet defenseman Vasiliev, and he limps to the bench. And again, the Russians called for icing, but Vasiliev is hurt. Here the Soviets do. There is Lindstrom intercepting. There is the shot. And we really didn't get a clear look at the puck bouncing off Vasiliev's ankle, but he is on the bench. 1:16 left. Winnipeg trailing the Soviet Union by a back to Miller. A shot. Oh, and Long was all alone out in front and couldn't tip it by Tretiak, and again play is stopped. With exactly 1 minute left and regulation time. It'll be Petrov. That tells the story up until this point as we pan down to ice level. That'll be Petrov going against Sullivan. Bobby Crom now sending out Hedberg, Sullivan, and Hull. Horace Kolegin countering with Yakashev, Mikhailov, and Petrov. Yakashev has replaced Harlamov. There is Bobby Crom shaking his head. From the draw, it's taken by Pervukin. Pervukin out to Mikhailov. He can't get past Harry Miller. Bobby Hull has it in front of the Winnipeg bench. 50 seconds to go. Miller to Hull. He swung at it. Bad pass. And Mikhailov to Yakashev. Yakashev hits the line, trying to split the defense. Now Petrov defense. Now Petrov. Nearly put the game on ice. Let's take another look at it as the Winnipeg defense proves to be vulnerable here. There's the shot. It got past the skate of Daly. And the goaltender's favorite friend made the save. There's the veteran, Vladimir Petrov. Alexander Yakashev has a pair for the Soviets. Face off to Joe Daly's left. Sullivan losing the draw to Shadgreen. And now it's Sullivan with Hull and Hedberg. Hedberg is loose. The pass was behind him. He skates quickly after it. And Krikenhoff beat him to it, according to the linesman. Hedberg, however, doesn't agree. And so it'll come all the way back into Winnipeg territory as Daly had gone to the bench in favor of a sixth attacker. Here's another look at it. Let's see if we can see who really did get the stick to it first. Well, it's very close and virtually impossible to tell from that angle. But Hedberg is still hot. 23 seconds remaining. The Soviet Union 3. The Winnipeg Jets 2. Soviets record 5-1 coming into this game. From the draw, it's Krikenhoff at the point. A hard shot, handled easily by Daly. Yakashev on an open wing. Yakashev from a sharp angle in the slot. And Shadreen ripped the puck wide of the corner. Babinoff fails to keep it in. Hull getting loose with Hedberg. 2-on-1. Hedberg back for Hull. And the puck, with 1 second to go, gloved there by Tretiak as Babinoff was draped all over Hull. 1 second left. The face-off to Tretiak's left. The man on this play will be Peter Sullivan. On with a right-hand shot in the circle. There's the draw. The game is over. And the Soviet Union has defeated the Winnipeg Jets by a score of 3-2. And a game that really was wide open for a better part of the
Now, ladies and gentlemen, tonight the Carling O'Keefe Awards to the outstanding players of the game. But first, the national anthem of the winning team. Jim Jaworski is at the keyboard of the Yamaha. O'Keefe Awards to the outstanding players of the game. Sculptured North American wildlife pieces by artist Oscar Graves. And Carling O'Keefe takes pride in presenting them to the outstanding players of tonight's game. And to make the presentation, we welcome a Winnipeg product, having played with the Winnipeg Monarchs and in Brandon, plus 10 years as player and captain of the New York Rangers. To make the presentation, Don Bones Raleigh. The first presentation will be to the outstanding player of the Soviet Union team tonight, number 20, Vladislav Tretiak. And now, the presentation to the outstanding Winnipeg Jet, Number 10, Peter Sullivan.
Peter Sullivan, chosen the outstanding player for the Winnipeg Jets, shaking hands with his Soviet counterpart, Vladislav Tretiak.
Drive safely.
Winnipeg in just a moment.